Hello, welcome to Flooring Models Kit View Time. Today we've got Eduard's 1/48 scale Lysander. Now, to be honest, Eduard don't make this kit. It's not one of theirs. It's one of their reboxes. It's originally done by Gavia in, I think, around about 2000, 2001, something else like that. They did a couple of boxings of it, and then ever since, Eduard have done various boxings of this one along there. So this one's got the nice new box art with the Lysander on the front, as you can see just down in here. Okay, and then we've got all the markings for it. So again, because this is a limited edition one, you do get all the nice markings in there. As you can see, definitely something for somebody in there. Okay, so round on here, you've got your kit number for this one, which is 11138. And then a little bit more around here as well. So we say, it basically says about British and the Finnish service, one's down in there. 7 marking options, we get the photo etch, and they obviously get the mask in there. But also we get the brass guns, skis, and the bombs for it as well. Okay, so in the box we are greeted by a nice bag of resin bits, which has got your skis and your bombs and your few other bits and pieces in there as well. So you can see on that one, we've got a clear part sprue, looks good. And then we've got the obviously bag full of all the bits. We've got our instructions, big old piece of photo etch, as you can see down in there like that. We've got the mask set, we've got the colour photo etch with your harnesses, a couple of more bits of brass on there, and a huge old Decal Sheet, as you can see in the finish markings as well. Okay, so plenty to see in the box. We start as always down in the instructions. So again, there's a few different versions of this one out there, so obviously just make sure you're not going to use the incorrect parts, as you can see down on there. You see we've got the actual skis, the bracing and all the bits and pieces, and we've got the bombs, the photo etch and all of those things down in there. Colour call-outs down in there as well, and obviously for your masking, quite a bit of glass on this, so a mask set is pretty much a must. Okay, so usual thing, starting down in the cockpit, we've got the seats, we've got the photo etch harnesses being fitted into that one, radio equipment, we've got the fuel tanks, the various things being fitted down in there, and we've got the rear seat and all the other parts as well going down in the framework and everything, making up all the details around the actual cockpit area. Okay, coming together, so we've got the engine down at the front as well, multiple parts of this one going down in there, as you can see right the way through, lots of photo etch and parts going on there. Again, nice touch, you could do it with the cowlings off of this if you wanted to, or obviously you can have them put on. Photo etch galore all around the actual front end of this one, as you might imagine, right the way through. And then we've obviously got the props completing the engine assembly on the front. Okay, then we've actually got the gun, so again a little bit of photo etch work going, adding all the detail down in here for the defensive rear gun. Okay, those being fitted down in there, and then obviously we've got the pilot seat going down in there, and then the rear deck as well being fitted. Okay, bombs, so these are resin bombs being fitted onto this one, so we've got a rack going down here on the bottom. Okay, and then obviously we've got the one on the wing a little bit later. Okay, tailplanes, all the glass work being fitted down in there. Okay, being fitted onto this one. A little bit of film as well for the gun sight, which is quite nice. We've got an access ladder going in, and then again, depending on the version you're doing, we've got the skis being fitted to the tail. Wing section going down in there, and then there we go. This is these little sort of winglets down on the actual gear with the bomb racks being fitted down on there. Okay, wheels being fitted into the hubs, and then all of those going in, or you can have a ski, so that's your options on both of those, whichever one you want to do. Okay, then up onto the top, so we've obviously got the actual wing sections being fitted in, going in, talking about the distances and everything in there, good geometry and layout and markings all on this one. Okay, and then obviously completes it off. Did I skip a page, or was that it? No, that's it. Okay, markings, as I say, we've got one from 26 Squadron, and then all the finished ones, as you can see, and the finished ones look absolutely gorgeous in that winter camo. Okay, right down in there. We've got Burma as well down in there, and then obviously we've got UK ones right the way through, and then obviously we've got another one, finished one on the back in the sort of normal scheme. And another one on there just like that. Again, very interesting stuff right the way through. Okay, so if we go through some of these bits, I think first, let's have a look at the Decal Sheet. Again, we won't bother getting this one out. It's decals. They are done in-house these days. Mixed, shall we say, about them. I'm not sure. This is the whole point. I haven't used them yet, so I don't like to comment. They look very nice, the decals, but I have had some feedback from people saying they're not very nice, but that's just what I've heard, not from my own opinion. Okay, so we've got photo etch. Gorgeous piece of photo etch, as you can see, with all the details down in there like that. Sorry, camera hates being reflected upon, but there we go. This is the brakes. Okay, so we've got that one there. We've also got colour photo etch for the cockpit, and you've got your harnesses down in there like that, and the radio equipment. A little bit of photo etch down in there for the guns. Okay, so that's for the rear guns. We also get a mask set, so you've got a full die cut mask set in there as well, so that's quite nice. And we've got these guys, which love a bit of resin me, as you know. So let's have a look to see what we got. So we've got some great details on these skis. Very nicely done. Good quality moulding on those as always. Okay, and then we've got the other parts that make it up. Looking good. And for the tail and the gun as well in there. Again, hollowed out as well for those engine parts. And we've got the bombs. So obviously we've got the bomb racks on this one. You can see very nice detailed little bombs. So we've got 3 of those down in there as well. And we've got this one, which is for the machine gun, for the defensive gun on the rear. That's the actual drums for the ammunition. Very nice indeed. Okay, so it's funny when you talk about these kits now and you're like, you know, oh, it's a 2020 kit, and then it's a 20 or a 2000 kit, and you suddenly realise that it's 20 years ago. Okay, so as I say, this is a rebox of the kit. Now, I've heard mixed stories about this kit as well, but having never built it, this is one on my bucket list to do, to have a go with it myself, purely because I've heard about the glass problems having with the wings and stuff like that. So generally, as you can see, that's actually straightforward on the close-up there, not too bad at all. Some very nice stressed fabric areas on these, that's quite nice as well. So it's recessed details all the way through, and then as you can see we've got the framework. Burring wise, there's a little bit of burring on this, but it's not too bad. It's very sharp, crispy plastic. Okay, we've got the engine covers down on there. We've got the sort of gearbox and engine section down in there. More things, got the fuel tanks. It's got the wheels, the winglets, the other side as well. It's actually really nice, very sharp, crisp details on the inside. It's got a little bit of detail. Got some big old ejector pins in here, but they're not fouling or interfering with everything. Everything else looks very, very nice. So good kit there. Whilst we're here, we've got the long range fuel tank with a ladder, pretty much as you'd expect. Nothing really exciting going on there. Okay, and then we've got the wing system. So let's say you've got your access panel, so it's raised obviously over the formers, and then with recessed details as well, so that's actually very nice. And then working our way along through the parts, a little bit of flash all over the sprues, you can probably see, but actually the parts look fine. So again, one of those ones. Down on this side you see the pots for the engine, got your props and the other part of the wing, and on the blind side you can see good clean moulding. There's polished moulding there, but these pots are very, very nice down the bottom here, very nice indeed. Okay, and then we've got the other side. So this is the top half of the wing going down on there. So we've got the front end, got the tails, strengtheners, parts around the engines, all the lights and the various pieces, which you can see down on the side. And then again here. I think what puts, or it makes it look bad, is that it's actually very shiny plastic, but actually that is not a problem on there whatsoever. That's just an aesthetic thing, not anything to do with it. Okay, clear parts. Okay, so okay, there's a little bit of a wobble, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's a complex shape, so it's very difficult to see. You probably catch it down in there, but you see side ones, no problem at all. They're absolutely crystal. Okay, on these, see over the white line there, no problem at all. It's just these top parts you see is quite a lot of wobble, but it is a complex shape to try and mould. Front windscreen, as you can probably see, has got a lot of distortion in that, but again, once you've got something in there like your finger in behind it, you don't really notice it. It's not too bad, but it's a complex shape to try and do that. I don't think dipping it or anything else like that is necessarily going to make a lot of difference. It is what it is. The only thing I can actually say about this kit, and one of the cautions that comes up to me is talking about the clear part, is because obviously the wing top part a lot of the load goes through the clear parts on the top area. Now obviously you've got the actual main wing strut. It takes a lot of this down on here that comes up, but I have heard about people where it's had a knock, for instance, and then breaking where the wings join and go through the actual clear parts. That tends to be a little bit of a weak spot of it, but I think that's more a case of necessity and design of the real thing being scaled down into the modelling world. They are small parts and all the rest of it. Traditionally it's probably a very strong part in there, but from a plastic point of view, from the scale, it makes it quite a weak part. That's the only thing I've actually heard about it, but that is, I think, the same with any Lysander kit at all. It doesn't matter if it's obviously this one or anybody else's out there, right the way through to the Matchbox Jumbo one. They've all got that same type of Achilles heel with them. But apart from that, I have to say it looks very, very nice. Got a nice amount of extras going into this one. To be honest, you'd have to do it in the finished one on skis because it would just look totally cool. But if you just wanted that standard, you know, in the RAF colours as well, it would look absolutely beautiful. Very nice touch with the weapons as well, having those smaller the bombs on there. Beautifully done. Very, very crisp. Very, very nice all the way through. So there we go. That's the Eduard 1/48 scale Lysander.